Hi, so I'm Grace. I also go by Grace de Orca, and I'm one of the co-founders of Orca, the friendliest AMM on Solana. So we actually don't go by Orca Finance, it's just Orca. And we are, as I mentioned, the most user-friendly AMM on Solana. So specifically that means we're an automated market maker, which is a type of exchange. It's a place where you can come to easily swap any type of cryptocurrency token for another. For sure. So I think the first thing is that we're built on top of Solana, which means that we can take advantage of the incredible performance of Solana in order to provide this better user experience. So for those of you who are interested or who have previously used Ethereum, you might be familiar with swap experiences that take, on the orders of seconds, if not minutes, to confirm transactions, as well as gas fees that these days can get up to $30 or $40 or $50 per transaction, which essentially limits DeFi to whales. Whereas with Solana, you get transactions that confirm in seconds, as well as transactions that cost like fractions of a US dollar in cents, which means that we're able to provide this experience, which is basically on par with traditional finance in many ways, if not better. If you think about payments that clear on the order of days or even sometimes longer, the fact that you can just come on Orca, make these simple swaps, and do so in a matter of seconds is pretty incredible. But on top of that, I would say really where we've innovated is the user experience. So it's these little things like being able to see the balances of your tokens in the interface, being able to type to swap using our magic bar so you don't need to hunt through lists of tokens. And then of course, the one that everyone loves is our fair price indicator, which automatically compares the rate that you get on Orca's pools against the rate that you would get on CoinGecko, so that you easily know whether or not the trade that you're making is competitive. So in the world of cryptocurrency, there's a lot of different types of currencies. So you have ones that are called Bitcoin, Ethereum, you may have heard of. There's also Solana, which is like the native token or essentially the currency used on this blockchain called Solana. And so on this blockchain called Solana, which you can think of as almost this giant spreadsheet, which records tons of transactions, which is powering this unique financial system, which we call DeFi, or decentralized finance. All of these different currencies exist. And so a really key piece of infrastructure, something that's necessary to interact with this ecosystem, is the ability to swap one token or one type of currency for another. And on Orca, we aim to give you a way to do that that's as easy as possible. Something that's super simple, super painless, and actually quite delightful and enjoyable to use, because we also put a lot of effort into our brand and community. We're very bullish on Solana. We have been from day one. No plans to expand to other chains at the moment. Wish there were more of them. I think it's, one step at a time. Certainly there's already a lot more women in the industry than there were a few years ago. Speaking to my female friends in the space who have been in it longer than I have. I've only come in the last year and a half, but what I'd really love to see is actually more technical women, more builders in the space. And I think a lot of why we don't see a lot of women in the space so far is for a lot of the reasons that we don't see a lot of women in traditional finance. But that's something that's been really wonderful for me to experience as a female founder in crypto, is actually that, personally, building in the Solana ecosystem, I found everyone to be super supportive. You get the occasional creepy comment, but for the most part, I think people really respect people who are building and take things seriously and have stories to share. And I've had an overwhelmingly positive experience, and so would just love to encourage more women to break into the space. I would say that part of it might be, well, at least personally, and this is true for a lot of my female developer friends, they're looking for a possibility to make a big impact with their work. And so for that reason, they're often drawn to fields like health tech, ed tech, fintech outside of DeFi. And there's this image that crypto has of being this giant casino where people are just gambling and very degenerate. And that, for one reason, I would at least say seems to attract a lot of men. That said, I think there actually is an incredible opportunity to make an impact in crypto as well. which is something that we really stand by at Orca with our impact fund, where we donate 1 BIP of all of our training fees, or 0.01% of all of our training fees to fight climate change, as well as the donation that we're doing with our upcoming NFT project, Orcanauts. 25% goes to the artist, 75% goes to charity, we take 0. And so these types of things where there's so much money sloshing around the space, being a founder can be an incredibly empowering opportunity to really, it's cheesy, but be the change that you want to see in the world when it comes to finance. Ooh, I don't know about a sentence. I think like bonjour is probably about as best as I can do. Okay. Croissant. I actually just was in Italy last month, and I made friends with 2 people my entire time in Italy. It was a month, and they actually happened to be a French couple who were a designer and developer, and the guy was like trading a little bit of crypto. And so actually when I saw this media interview, I thought of them and how they were actually like so friendly to us, the only 2 people that I met while in Italy. And so I actually wanted to just say, although I speak no French whatsoever, that the stereotype that many people have of French people not being friendly isn't necessarily true. So I'll at least throw that out there and say thank you to my 2 French friends, Rose and Mark.